급한대로 블루투스 켜 아무 노래나 일단 틀어 아무거나 신나는 걸로 아무렇게나 춤춰 아무렇지 않아 보이게 아무 생각하기 싫어 아무개로 살래 잠시 I'm sick and tired of my everyday Keep it up 한 곡도 아무 노래나 일단 틀어 아무렴한 때 있어 boring 아무래도 리프레시가 시급한 듯해 쌓여가 스트레스가 배꼽 빠질 만큼만 폭소하고 싶은 날이야 What I'm like this 어디야 널 올 때 병맥주랑 까까맣게 싸워 겁은 공비가 잘 안 당겨 우리 집 거실로 빨랑모 왜 보이는 요령껏 차단시켜 밤새 수다 떨 시간도 모자라 누군 힘들어 죽겠고 누군 축제 괜히 싱숭생숭 I want my use back 좀 전까지 벅차지 걸 하다 한 명 두 명씩 잘해 왜들 그리 다운돼 있어 뭐가 문제야 say something 분위기가 겁나 싸해 요샌 이런 게 유행인가 왜들 그리 재미없어 아 그건 나도 마찬가지 Tell me what I got to do 급한 대로 블루투스 켜 아무 노래나 일단 틀어 아무거나 신나는 걸로 아무렇게나 춤춰 아무렇지 않아 보이게 아무 생각하기 싫어 아무개로 살래 잠시 I'm sick and tired of my everyday Keep it up 한 곡 더 떠나질 못할 바엔 창밖은 쳐다도 안 봐 회가닥해서 주태를 부려도 No worries at all 이미지 왜 챙겨 그래봤자 우리끼린데 늦기 전에 맛봐 스포츠 이 시대가 얼마 안 남았어 편한 옷으로 갈아입어 You look nice get on my 얼핏 보면 그냥 코미디 이렇게 무해한 파티 처음이지 만감이 교차하는 새벽 2시경 술잔과 감정이 소용돌이쳐 왜들 그리 다운돼 있어 뭐가 문제야 say something 분위기가 겁나 싸해 요샌 이런 게 유행인가 왜들 그리 재미없어 아 그건 나도 마찬가지 Tell me what I got to do 급한 대로 블루투스 켜 아무 노래나 일단 틀어 아무거나 신나는 걸로 아무렇게나 춤춰 아무렇지 않아 보이게 아무 생각하기 싫어 아무개로 살래 잠시 I'm sick and tired of my everyday Keep it up 한 곡 더 아무 노래나 일단
As I said I would be, I'm back. I had to plug in all my shit again. Where the fuck is it? Okay. Oh, yeah. As I said, crash or not, I'm figuring it out. I got it. We're back. Why is it doing this? Why is it like this? Hold on 1 second. Well, then again, it could just be really low. Okay, it is just really low. That's all it is. Okay. I have no idea why it does this, but I am for sure taking it to a shop, getting a new GPU, all that shebang. Like, I think it's definitely time. Ay. I feel like I made it so far down, too. Definitely past 30. Oh no, I had just made it to 30. Spikes. Eat that. Eat that. Give me health too. Dude, I don't need health. I mean, I fight all the time, but I don't think I need health. Alright, I need to fight more because I need to get all of the items. Okay, give me that. I need to break more stones because there's stuff in the stones. Sometimes. And just in general, I need stones. What you got? Okay, got tough meat. I think I have enough tough meat now. Okay, and I'm gonna fight you. Oh, there we go. I got rice seeds. Good, because seeds are expensive for me right now. I got no money. I'm broke. Broke gang. Scratch my eye. Oh my God. I need more challenging things to fight. I say that and then I'm gonna be like, damn, they whipped my ass. Guarantee it's gonna be like that. Okay. Oh, jump in. Nope. I definitely need more ore. What's up? Okay. I felt bad for it. I was like, you know what? You can have one swing at me. That's fine. Okay. Let's go. Gonna have to come in here earlier. Yes, leave mine. Ooh, is that a chestnut? Nice. Okay, anything on the beach that I can use? Oh, two things that require a hoe. I'll be back for y'all. Go back to the farm. Then I guess I'll sell some stuff. I don't know about this though. Okay, just ship it, not necessary. Okay. Hurt enemies. I really don't need to hurt enemies. It's unnecessary. Honestly, I feel like I'm bullying them now because it's just not an issue for me. But this is in fall. Perfect. Let's plant this. This? I can't see. It's too dark. Fighting. No, I only have 4. Damn. Oh, I should sell these. Any others? Yep. Here. Alright, this, and this. Bedtime. Actually, I have a bunch of ore that I should probably use. Alright, let's grab this. Perfect. Okay, bedtime. It'll be a nice breeze tomorrow, I think. Stone chest, stone arch. Hell yeah. A new record. Okay. Poison sap. Oh, hey, Jason Saucy. Yeah, like I mentioned, it might crash. It crashed, unfortunately. I definitely have to take my computer to the shop. Again. I took it once. Wasn't enough, so I think I just need a new driver. So I'm going to take it to the shop, but I genuinely think it's just the driver that I need. So I'm going to get a new one. Well, not driver. Why did I say driver? GPU. I need a new GPU. A new graphics card. But I do appreciate you coming back. Absolutely, you can see the turtle. Baby girl. She's wide awake. She's wide awake. Here she is. This is baby Poppy Clementine. Being a sweetie. She likes to roam around. But yes, you are more than welcome. Always. Little baby. 54? She's about a year old now, so she's just out here doing her thing, living life, enjoying herself. She gets all the freshness of spinach and carrots and celery and, well, you name it, she probably has eaten it. She just be getting the freshness, and she know it. First in the pond. Hell yeah. Okay, compost. Oh wait, no, not you. And I need this in mining. Why'd I put it in diving? Stone. And of course, compost. Oh yeah, look at that. Something to sell. Honestly, I need more veggies and fruit and stuff so I can sell more stuff. Let's go see if the lab is open already. I feel like it opens at 8. But I'm not positive. I know that the blacksmith opens at 9. Okay, yeah, you open at 8. Perfect. Got here just in time. I'm gonna keep clicking on development stuff because I can't do that yet. Process. What are you? Okay. Another good fossil. Gotta send that to the museum. Oh, what's my blessing today? Star? Book? Book? Diving proficiency. If that isn't a hint at what we should do, I don't know what is. Okay, let's go to the museum now. Look at you slipping and sliding on that book. You having fun? Using it as a slide, you silly girl. Here we go. Back up here. Is it open yet? No. It's Wednesday. Are you closed on Wednesdays? No, you're closed on Sunday. You irritated? Why are you doing that? Why are you stopping? Stop it, guys. Very upset. I was gonna say because she probably wants more like lettuce or spinach or something, but I gave her some already. So if anything, she's just being a brat. Okay, we gotta get our stuff for diving. I don't care. Wait, none of these are offerable, right? Besides... Yeah, none are offerable, so that's fine. Diving, no, mining. Okay, I need to go here. Put both of these back. Grab this. And grab this. And move this. Okay, anyway. Let's go dive. And I will save immediately. But you see, this is why we save all the time, guys. This is why. Can't trust nothing. Gotta save all the time. Oh, what's in here? A battery. Okay, we do need a battery. Don't remember what for, but we need it. You know. Best loot hides in secret spots. Do we need that to offer it? We already offered that. Okay. Where are we map-wise? Okay, there's another one here that we haven't gotten. Honestly, guys, if we crash one more time, I think I'll leave it be. And I'll just stream on a different day. I think getting a different GPU is honestly the vibe. Plus the next one up is slightly cheaper, so... I mean, I won't be able to get it this paycheck, but next paycheck. Okay, let's go up. That. Good to have extra stuff. Ooh, a copper. We love us a coffer. Okay. Let's go around this. It's gotta be around here somewhere. Gotta be. I do this twice. Shimmering copper. There it is. Gonna want these immediately, watch. I'm a crab. Okay. Where are we going? What are we doing? Perfect. Yeah, stay over here. Open it up. Let me go. Also gonna save again. I'm just too paranoid. It's happened too often for me to not. Plus, I don't want to have to do the same things all over again. Yeah, no. Anchor stuck, give it a reset before diving, you're good to go. Okay. There we go. Oh, there's another one. Oh no, I have to go up to it though. Because look at all this stuff in front of it. Clear it. Rid of trash. Of course you're going this way, because why wouldn't you? It only makes sense for you to go this way. Oh gosh, come on. Really? The twisting is what's got me. Really? It's a harder one, it's not an easy one. Really? Had to be the harder ones. Keep slicing, just in case. It might turn around. Nope. Miss, you gotta go here, because you just ate. Last thing you need is pooping or peeing somewhere else. Let's clear up the second one. I don't like this trash literally right in front of it. Well, gotta eat again. Yeah. Oh, it only gave me 10? That's rough. Alright. Have the vitamin drink. I'm gonna have to buy more of these. This full stamina is nothing to like turn your nose up at. Definitely will take it. Over here. There we go. Another one. Got me more trash. Is that a lobster? A calico lobster. Kinda cute. I didn't know we could have calico lobsters. You don't understand what it said. Yeah, right after I stream, I think I'm going straight to bed because I do have, I think, work in the morning again. I feel like every day, well, there's no feel like, I do have work every day. What day is it? Today's Sunday, I think, right? Yeah, today's Sunday, and I know I work Monday, so is what it is. everything. Starting to get it. Oh, of course it's further up. This is still... There we go. Oh, come on. Nope. What else? That's gotta be it. Where are you going? Okay, I was about to say, the one place is trash? That's crazy. Look at all of that. Clear up the roots. Heal them. There we go. Yeah, no. Can't find your way? Anchor it. Instant exit. I know, it's getting late. $10, $20. $22.40. Kicking me out. This. Bedtime. Raphael and Eleanor's birthday. Forecast. Sunny. Things are happening. I don't know what that is, but okay. Sunflower. Aww. I can do that. Luckily, I have one. And I haven't used it yet. Ain't nobody eat? What the heck? Okay, I finished the fruit bits, it looks like. Nope. I thought it was highlighted, like, bright up. Oh, y'all need to be milked? Okay. Let me go get the milk pail. Yeah. I'll be right with you. Let me go get the milk pail. Do the same over here. Perfect. Book, strawberry, star. Oh, nothing. Okay, let's give her milk. Maybe not. Okay. Perfect. I guess I'll donate this. This one. Let's go see if I can get a pet. Got a shop first. I think I could just get the indoor pet, and that's what I'll do. I want Lindy. Oh, I gotta go put it in the house. My bad. I think I did do the goddess blessing, right? Yep, no blessing. And Lindy's small enough. She don't need that much room. Lie, she does, but you know. I'll get her a tank, it's fine. Museum, yeah. Now, let's go get Lindy. I already have a Liam, so let's go with Luffy. Oh, Luffy. Monkey be Luffy. Yay! Me and Luffy like this. Alright, have I been in everybody's house? I feel like no. Oh, you did dye your hair. Got yourself a pet, huh? That's really cool. Having a pet is a big responsibility, but it's so rewarding. Would you like a hot pepper? That looks yummy, thanks. Hey, thanks for thinking of me. Aw, you're so sweet, thanks. Do you have one of those calendars in your house? You can keep track of people's birthdays at your convenience. I do not. Should probably do that. Ah, yeah. Okay, let me think. What do I need for a silo again? Oh my god. Hold on, let me check what I need for a silo. They just reminded me because I can get a calendar right now too. Coral Island. Silo. What do I need? 20 scrap, 300 stone. Oh yeah, I don't have any resin. Just enjoying the nice weather before the tavern gets ready to open. My sister-in-law mentioned you adopted a pet from the shelter. That's really cool, Satin. You got a good heart. Oh, sister-in-law. Oh, because I talked to her a second ago. Okay. I like that. Thank you for this. Hey, Mark. Thanks for adopting a pet. They deserve a wonderful life, and you're giving them just that. It's really cool of you. I'm free for a while. Want to hang? Sure. Let's do it. Where should we go? Ooh, volunteer artifact gem. Let's do Dino. Let's go. I need to, like, get people to hang out with me today. I need to just talk to people and see if I can ask them to hang out. That's cute. Look at us sweeping up. That's nice. This place is gonna be so clean. Tip tap. Never once said this to anyone but Anne. She's the perfect one. Got the family, get my parents a grandchild. Looks out. She takes the heat off you, huh? Yeah, without her, they'd be all over me. I don't do expectations. She handles the family, does the proper stuff. I don't. At least you have to worry about grandkids. Yeah, no thanks. She's got that covered. She deals with my parents, keeps them calm when they start to worrying about me. Why they start worrying so much? Who knows? I'm not exactly living the perfect life they had imagined. Not like I'm falling apart or anything, they just worry. When Anne used to travel, I remember being kind of relieved. At least I wasn't the only one gone from the house. But then she went and married Paul. After that, it hit me. Dang, now they're gonna expect me next. Did that freak you out? Yeah, a little. Last thing I wanted to be the next on their get married list. Not exactly husband material, you know. Not like I'm totally against marriage or anything, but then again, I kinda am. I mean, it's just not my thing. So you're not... Why against it, though? Ha! Right. Topic for another day. Okay. That was surprisingly not terrible. Guess you're good company after all, Satin. Just kidding, it was actually fun, thanks. You're getting to know Mark better. It's, no. Save. Just in case. Are there a bunch of people in it? No. It's, like, empty. Hey, Tom. You got a pet! Whoa, that's awesome! What kind is it? I wasn't expecting a gift today. What a nice surprise. Can I ask you to hang out? No. We're not that close yet. Can I hang out with Lily? Let's go see. She's probably at home. She's a homebody, yeah. Mostly just chilled at home. Nothing wrong with that. I think I went in their kitchen already, yeah. I'm not close enough with her, I don't think. I have a new event, which is... Oh! That's tonight. I can go in her room. Oh my god. I really have to focus on this right now. Well, can I at least give a gift? Thank you, thank you. Hot springs. Let's help. Sure, let's do it. Let me get ready real quick. I should check the time. I like just helping out. That's nice. Because I do have to restore this so I can get the waypoint. That's nice. So, how are you doing? I just wanted to check in with you. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. How about you? That's good to hear. I've been okay. Work's been busy, but my cacti are keeping me company. So, do you like any specific plants? Do you like cacti? Since you're a farmer and all. I think they're pretty cool. Exactly. They don't need much, but they always find a way to thrive. I know it's a little unusual, but I've really come to love cacti and bonsai. They're just resilient, you know? No matter how tough things get, they keep growing. At least you don't have to worry about them dying if you forget to water them. Exactly. They're so forgiving. Maybe that's why I like them so much. My love for them started with my mom. She had so many plants. Really had a green thumb. After she passed, no one took care of them. Dad wasn't up to it, and eventually I stepped in. By then, almost everything had died, except for the couple cacti and some bonsai. That's how I got into it. I grew attached, and every time I traveled for work, I'd pick up another bonsai or cactus. Now here we are with a little forest of them. They're easy to take care of, but still interesting to watch them grow. Plus, they're kind of little companions around the house. Always there. Reminds me of Mom. Aww. God, oh. Baby Poppy Clementine was sleeping. That was nice. I'm glad we could hang out. Thank you, Satin. You're getting to know Lily better. That took some time, but it's okay. Ooh, a black trumpet. I'll take it. Okay. Let's see. There's a few people I could ask to hang out. Let's go to the diving pier so we can go to... No. Let's go to the museum so we can go to fish and ships. And see if some people are there and then ask them to hang out. But I should probably check if there's food in here. I think they'll still have bread. Because of Eva. Ooh, I do need a sweet potato and a pumpkin. Oh, shoot. Okay, got me some bread. Oh wait, whose birthday is it? Oh god, it's people's birthdays. Isn't it? Oh, Eleanor. And Raphael. Oh god, I can't miss their birthday. Oh my god. Okay, Raphael should be at work. I know it's about to be over, but still. Okay, got it. Whew. Let's call. I don't think I have anything to process. Oh, I do. Might as well do that too. Okay. Alright, look at your cute outfit. You have a pet? Oh wow, that's nice. Is it the brown dog? I've seen the brown dog near the river often. Is that one yours? Hope you don't mind me giving it apples sometimes. For my birthday? Yeah. I want to ask you to hang out, but also I have to give Eleanor her gift. Where the hell is she? Is she down at the bottom? She is. Diving pier. Okay, she's still here. She must be Oh, hi. Sonny's always been concerned for a while about the raccoons, and rightfully so. Oh, Satin, I don't make a fuss about birthdays, but thank you for remembering. Okay, wait. How's your pet adjusting to farm life? They must be loving that open space. It's very kind of you, thank you, but... Oh, I guess if she makes it, maybe she's like, I've had enough of bread. Watch out for jellyfish on the beach. Don't get stung. I can't give you stuff. Let me know how it goes with your new pet. I'm really interested to hear about it. Might consider getting myself one. Gets lonely on the boat sometimes. It's for me, thanks. Is Nina in this house? I feel like she is. Look at the lights come on. Oh, is it closed now? Dang it. Dang. But I can do fish and chips, possibly now. Yep, here we go. Alright, thanks for coming everyone. Are you ready for family trivia night? As per tradition, the previous winner of the trivia night will give a short speech. What do you want to say, Team N? Good luck to everyone and may the best family win. That'll be ours, Suki. No, we got Surya with us now. We'll win for sure. Besides, you shouldn't even be participating. You got home field advantage. Auntie, I'm not really good with trivia nights. But you know so much! Yeah, but my mind goes blank when I'm under pressure. Don't worry, Uncle, you can do it. Bah, why are you even participating in this? I thought you wanted to bond with the others. Then this is how you do it. Fine. Good luck trying to win this breed. My family will win for sure this time. All your family know are animals and fighting. You're not gonna win. And all you know is how to be pretty and drink wine. We got this. Wow. Already lots of bickering tonight. This is gonna be fun. Well, let's not dilly-dally for too long. Let's start the game. Everyone get your paddle ready? Here comes the first question. We'll start off easy. What's the largest animal that lives in the ocean? Looks like Team N raised their paddle first. What's the answer, Team N? The blue whale. Correct. That's amazing, Valentina. Alright, let's move on to the next question. I want to know. Oh, 2 cutscenes. It's true, babe. Noah told me so. Ooh, interesting. You know, it wasn't his visitation day. I wonder why he came over. They seem closer than usual, don't you think? Are they what? Oh, no. Suki's moved on. She told me she loves Antonio, but not in that way no more. Something like they grew up together, figured out adulthood together. I don't know. I forgot what she said. The point is, I don't think he came over to, you know, probably just visiting Raphael and Pablo. Yeah, probably. You know what Suki said about growing up together? And all that is true. I can relate. We grew up together, babe. And what you and I have is indeed special. And figuring out adulthood together does something to you. And you turn out to be a fine lady as a plus. Oh, you don't look half bad yourself there, buddy. Ouch. So, what else you hear from Noah? Ooh, the gossip. Okay. Bumped my head trying to clean the cabinet this morning. And invite to hang out. Okay, library. Let's go to the inn, maybe? Yeah, let's go to the inn. That'll cost money. Salon? Nope. because it's not open. Let's go on a picnic near the fishing lake. Sure, let's go. Ain't never too late for a picnic. Very nice. There are people walking. Hey, hey, get it, hey, hey. I love it. That was awesome. Hanging out with you was always a blast, Satin. You're getting to know better. Okay. 8:40. Yeah, let's go to the thing so we can get back home. Because I have things to plant. Well, I should probably go to the museum first so I can give them... I think the broken sundial is something I haven't given. Could have checked, but whatever. Yep. To the farm. Okay, yeah. And some yam. Let's sell this. Any duck? No. I should sell the milk. I ain't got no cheese maker. So that would have been helpful. Ain't no way to make a cheese maker, right? Just make sure. Mayonnaise. How much for Sanchez? 50. Oh, I do have 300 now. That's nice, but I still need more resin. Okay, got one. And I will hold on to it. I gotta sell my milk. Let's do the blueberries. Takes a while, right? Yeah, it takes a while. Okay, let's sell the milk. And maybe the trumpet. Oh. I can't sell the milk? Oh, wait, no, it's a milk pail. I gotta put that back. Double check there's no eggs in here? I don't think so. No. Had to double check. Alright, bedtime. Let's see how much... Where's Lindy? Where is Lindy? Oh, wait, no, she gets dropped off tomorrow. That's right. Ranching. Okay. Aw. Yay! I'm so excited. Very nice. Heck yeah. I just love that we have strays that occasionally just roam around. Knock knock. Is that Lindy? Oh, look at her. Good morning, Satin. The shelter was swamped this morning, so we're pitching in by bringing this little one over to you. Look who's here to join your family. Lindy! Well, Luffy! This one's been eager to explore its own home. Come on, Luffy. Oh, my baby. Oh, the love. Building trust and love with your pet is a beautiful journey. Treasure it. They're now a part of your family. Take care. Luffy is now part of your family. You dang right she is. Harvest Festival. Okay. Bring your best product. Oof. 15th. A little scared. Okay, I just got Luffy, so let me save. So nervous. Okay. I should probably save one of these. You're not ready just yet, but y'all are growing. Very excited. Come on out, everybody. Y'all come out too. Hi, babies. I get a little pet. Aw. No, I didn't. Well, I need the eggs anyway, so it's whatever. Ooh, got a big one. Gotta get the silo. I just don't have it. Okay, hand grid. Hennessy. Oh, hey, Luffy. How we doing? Luffy's busy. Pardon me. No, no, no. Actually, I need to put you in the mayonnaise machine. Okay, and you need to go in here. Look at my babies. Oh, you need to be milked again? Dang. That's the next day, I think. Alright. I'm not mad at it. Just curious. Milk. Heck yeah. Alright, I'm saving this milk. Can we make... We can make a stone chest. Oh, but we need that, so no, we won't. Look at her! She's so fast! Hi, baby girl. Oh, Luffy's the cutest lizard in the world. Yes, you are. I love that she ran animation. I'm on my way. Just hanging out. I love it. Okay, what did I need to do? Right, I need to get my, axe. Because I need a lot more wood. And I need to clean this freaking place up, dude. Right. Pine cone. Oh, I still haven't talked to Paul. I should probably talk to Paul. I got another resin. Oh my god. I can build it now. Okay. Got it. Now I gotta go get the other resin, I think. Nope, I have them both in here. Silo needs what? Save really quick. What does the silo need? Oh yeah, scrap, 20 scrap. 300 stone. How much money do I have? Okay, I have enough. Okay, how much scrap do I have? I always end up selling it, so probably none. Wait, why did I put the milk in here? I don't know why I didn't sell it last time, but I'm gonna sell it this time. I have 20 scrap. Nope. No, I meant 18, but now I have 20 scrap. Okay, I have 300. I have the resin. I have enough. Put this away. And I also need to put away my milk because I'm going to use that for the thing. Can't think of the word. The festival, the harvest festival. Shake. I can shake it, but it ain't time. Okay, I'll come back. I need to hurry up and get this done before it becomes too late. Good ducky. He needs to adopt Fun Bucket already. Well, no, Fun Bucket I think belongs to them, so he can't. But whatever. Cutscene? No. Carpenter, where the silo at? I didn't bring the stone with me. Oh my god, that's so annoying. It's so annoying. Come on. Mining. Okay. Got it. She's just roaming around. I hope she gets lots of bugs to eat. That's what they eat typically, bugs, and I think veggies too. Okay. Wait a minute. I definitely have 300. Why did I only grab 98? Where is the rest of my stone? This is getting embarrassing. I know I have more stone. Did I put it in here? I did. Makes no freaking sense. I don't know why I did that. This mining does make the most sense. Okay, I'm back. I have all the things, I promise. Okay. Put this right. I can't put this here, so. Put it here. Yes. Also, give me one of your calendars. Oh, it's 400. Damn. A lot of money, girl. Okay. A lot of freaking money. I gotta put this battery away. I have no idea where to put it. I don't have a section for it. Okay, and oh jeez. Let's put this down, this down, this trash I'll figure out later. Battery. Okay. Nope. Mining. I gotta put the diving stuff down because I don't have much glass. I'll do what I can, but I don't have much glass. Okay, I can make 5. Not enough for that. Put that down. Oh no, this is the mining one. Diving. There. Perfect. And I'll sell this. There we go. I gotta put the trash away. That's so much trash. I gotta put my axe away. Scrap, that's in diving, yep. Okay, let's put this here. Let's save. We got no money now, but that's okay. Oh, wait, goddess blessing. Okay. Let's go to the diving pier. I don't have time for romance right now. Let's just go. No time for romance. I have to get going. Wait, what do you mean cable options? Hold on, wait, hold on, wait. I don't know what that means, but I want to see what that means. Okay. Alright. Now, I go further down. Let's get it. Rare trash. Okay, this one. This one. Let's clear all of this crap. This one. A fossil node. That's always fun. Fall, my goodness. 10 more days and then we have the Harvest Festival. But we may not make it there. Because again, my computer keeps crashing. What are you? I don't know what that was. Gotta stop doing that. What are you? An 8-armed sea star. Despite the name, it could also have 5 or 9 arms. Okay. So I guess 8 is the most commonly seen, maybe? You could have named it something else. You could have named it something else. The 8 arms, and it doesn't always have 8 arms. Ridiculous. Unless, maybe it still can always have 8 arms, like everything. Sometimes deformed, it could have 9. But I'm thinking the less could be it's attacked by something, you know? Also a possibility. I go this way. Wait for me. I do what I can. I do what I do. There knows which is. Okay, it's going down, yep. Should've guessed. Okay. There we go. This seems like a thicker one. Very nice. Let me through. I must clear the way! It itches. Okay. Rare trash. I do at least want to get to A15 because I want to beat the brakes off that guy and make him cry. Be like, oh my god, you are so much better than me. That's crazy. No. Sadness. A sorrow. Okay, I'm coming. I know. There we go. Unless you start curving. Yep. Of course it's up here. There we go. Do this. Fabulous. I don't think I really have... Oh, I can eat the barnacle. I feel like eating barnacles would be nasty. It wouldn't be for me, that's for sure.